Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. Here's today's question. Rakesh, I'm working in my company since the last 6.5 years. This is the first company I worked with and I'm enjoying a lot. Now I have an offer and I'm not sure if I should quit. My friends and family say I should try a new company or else I will stagnate. What do you suggest? When is the right time to quit? When I read your question, I was taken back into my own days of working in the corporate world. I can relate to your anxiety. I'll come to your exact answer to your question from my perspective slightly later, but hidden inside your question is anxiety, and I want to talk about it. I think when we are in a job, we are also working in a surrounding. There is a peer group that we work with. Our batchmates are also there. Family is also there. And everybody is trying to look for better jobs, including you and me. I think all of us are trying to find a better opportunity for ourselves. And that's where I think there are all kinds of theories about what's the perfect time to change a job, when you should quit, when you should not quit. I must tell you that I have met friends who have never changed their companies. They started in a company when they graduated and they retired in that company and in great positions. I've also met people and many of my students who have changed jobs in almost once in 8 to 9 months, very quick. They also some of them got very lucky. And many of them, if you look at their social media posts, it's always about a new opportunity, which does create many of us to feel bad. कि अरे यार मुझे तो कुछ मिल नहीं रहा है. And I remember when I was in one of the companies I used to work with, I was part of this group and they were talking about that how somebody called, one headhunter called and they said, apply and I'll get you a job in this country, that job. And nobody called me and I was feeling very bad. कि यार, either I'm really bad or I'm probably missing something that the others are seeing. So these things do happen. So in your question, there is an anxiety. And there are three kinds of anxiety that can happen with what you're going through. The first anxiety is the anxiety of fear of missing out. Here's an opportunity that has come to you. If you don't take it, you might get this feeling that I might miss out something very good. And that causes a lot of heartburn in us. All of us, thanks to our education systems and the way it indoctrinates us, are always looking at the future rather than focusing on the present. So what happens is we're always calculating a decision for a better tomorrow, which is quite bad. And the anxiety comes that if I don't take this job that is coming to me, I'll have a bad tomorrow. So we regret, and none of us like to regret. I've done a video on that as well. Please take a look. Regret is normal. So your first anxiety comes from FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of losing out, and it's getting deafeningly high in our age groups and the younger students, even children and teenagers. The second feeling and anxiety that I see in you is this whole comfort zone and uprooting yourself from your comfort zone. You're in a good job. You've been there for 6.5 years. In your question, you say that you're happy and you're comfortable. And now comes an opportunity, and this opportunity is unknown. So there is an anxiety that comes from fear of unknown and uprooting yourself from the comfort zones. And the third big reason of your anxiety is this feeling that comes from your friends and family. Log kya kahenge? And you're worried that their sentence ki yaar, take up a job, otherwise you'll get stagnated, is causing you anxiety. This word stagnation is harmful. And stagnation can be dangerous. There is a lot of research on the need of upskilling and staying current. So you are also experiencing that problem, that you have to live in your society, your friends and family, and you're all very well connected. And you have to do something to prove yourself to others. And that causes anxiety. That if I don't take up, then I'll signal that I'm not taking care of my own future, I might stagnate. Then they'll say कि अरे मैंने तेरे को बोला था ले लेता. So all these weird feelings come because of low self-esteem and low self-confidence. So let me summarize the cause of anxiety. It could be because of fear of missing out. It could be because of the fear of unknown or uprooting yourself from comfort zone. And the third is it also could be because of the feeling that others might, judge you, that you are stagnating if you don't take up, and you'll be liable for that mistake in the future. Now, having said that, I'll give you 3 suggestions or 3 yardsticks to look at your position and then understand the answer that should you leave your job or what's the right thing to leave your job. And my suggestion is that first of all, cut off from the rest of the world. Go sit down somewhere just with yourself and your thoughts and listen to your feelings. And I'll give you 3 suggestions that if you're feeling these things, then it might help you to decide should you quit your job, yes and no. Feeling number 1. If you're feeling unrewarded, unappreciated, unrecognized, I think you should quit your job. There is no point working in a place that doesn't appreciate you. It could be very toxic, which is increasingly becoming very high in the corporate world because the deafening noise of valuations, money, profits, and at the end of the day results is harming a lot of cultures, and we see that in action every day. So it might cause that to you. The other could be you might be doing a lot of work but not getting adequately paid, which is unrewarded, a big problem in many companies. And sometimes I've seen that those employees who just quietly do their work really don't get rewarded, but the people who make a lot of noise get more, and that's wrong, and that's where people just leave. And the last is unappreciated. At some point of time you need a group of people who appreciates what you do and recognizes what you do. Many of the learners I work with, we work a lot with corporations, employees across all age groups, right up the vice president, CXO level. Even they say that I feel unappreciated. The employees always feel that my boss and my peers and my seniors never recognize what I do. And giving an award is not appreciation. So I think if you are feeling unrewarded, unrecognized, and unappreciated, I think you must leave. Second point, if you're feeling unutilized, you're not learning anything you don't feel challenged enough, I think you should leave. You might be getting paid very well, that's a different story, but you have certain skills. You can do something with your brain and your powers and your thought processes and your hands and your capabilities and your experience. But if you're not feeling that this job is not utilizing it, if you're feeling that this job is कि यार मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मतलब all I'm doing is some spreadsheet and some PPT and sitting in meetings and yapping away to glory, and I feel unfulfilled, unutilized, and this job is not challenging me enough. So you'll end up in that feeling of boredom, sometimes disillusionment. I think it's a signal that you must look out for a new job or a new place which can utilize your skills a lot better. You need not resign, but you could probably find something else in the organization. What happens is that when you grow in an organization, your skills, let's say, are here and the job is here. So when your skills are slightly lower than the job, you feel challenged and you work harder. You also get scared. But after some time, your skills increase because you are becoming good at it. And the job stays at the same time. So you feel unutilized and unfulfilled. So that can cause a big problem. The last one is, and this is the scariest part, I think this modern technical revolutions of AI are going to cause harm. So if you feel that you're not needed anymore, if you feel that you're part of a company or a sector which is slowly going to become obsolete, please run away right now, because that, I think, is the biggest, scariest part I see in the VUCA world of today. Things are changing so fast. I mean, today there's a ton of discussion on some great topic. Tomorrow it's all gone. And people have no clue what's happening. There are certain sectors which you can see that they will not survive because of these new technologies that are emerging. And we see that dip of Niagara is right in front of us. So if you are in that sector, if you're in that company where your common sense says that this is not going to work 5 years from now, please, it's a good time to start thinking of leaving that sector and finding out some sectors. And this is the whole upskilling debate that we are going through. So let me summarize. Your question was, when should you quit? My request is, there are 3 conditions which will give you a signal, and these are feelings. So that's why sit down somewhere. Don't let your friends, family bother you. This is you talking to yourself. If you're feeling unrewarded, unrecognized, unappreciated, leave. Second, if you're feeling unutilized, not challenged enough, you're not learning anything, leave. And third, if you are feeling that this sector will not survive and I'm not needed, leave. That's a good benchmark. But if you are in a good company, you are happy, you are feeling rewarded, you are appreciated, you are learning something new every day, and your sector is making new innovations to keep getting better and better, I think you're okay. Don't leave a job just because you are there for 6.5 years and your friends have the third change, and in a party they're talking about how changing a company has been amazing to them, and you feel bad that, oh, I'm stagnating, maybe I'm entering my comfort zone. So don't let these complicated thoughts get conversed with each other. Flesh them out, separate them, focus on yourself. If these 3 conditions are met, or any one of the 3, it's a good time to start thinking about making a move, and that move will take time. So be patient. You are going to experience a lot of pain in that trajectory, but that is a part of the growth trajectory that you're going through. So on that note, remove the noise. Don't let people tell you what to do. It's your job. It's your life. If you feel unfulfilled, unrewarded, unappreciated, unutilized, and if you feel that this sector is not going to survive, go right now and find your next move. And on that note, stay safe.